Hi, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today, I don't want to so much as talk about a dog, but just talk about life. Something that's been going on with me this past couple of weeks. I've just been busy. And busy in a way of talking about something that I want to talk about. And that comes down to being able to make a decision. I've been just putting off stuff, putting off things. I don't even know why. I don't even know what comes on me. I wouldn't even use the word of procrastination. It's almost like the only word I can use here is a fear of what could happen by making a decision. Because if you make the wrong decision, then bad things can get good happen. But if you make the good decision, of course, the good thing's going to come. But man, I just listened to my pastor, man, talk about these decisions that regardless of what decision you make, it's not good or bad. It's just something's getting done now. And we're going to start to be able to move forward. But if you never make the decision, we're not able to move forward. We're just going to stand and stay still. In reality, that's what I've been doing this almost entire year at this moment. I've had some decisions I had to make. And it comes down to me just, farm stuff. I got too much, which is a blissful position to be in when you're raising animals. You have too many. And I never really knew what to do with the too many in reality. I was just like getting overwhelmed of I got all this feed and all these hay bales and all this. It just kept getting more and more. Then I realized I need to make a decision. I got to get rid of some stuff. I don't know why it took me so long, because I was thinking if I got rid of some stuff, then everything would be worse. I wouldn't be able to keep growing, I guess, is the word to use. But in reality, it's not for me to make that decision if that's good or not. Because in reality, when I finally made a decision, I'm just getting rid of them. Not all of them. Most of them. Not even most. Half of them. I'm getting rid of half of these cows. And I got rid of them this past, was it last weekend? Last weekend. And I don't know how to explain it, but life is so much calmer. So much more interesting of just letting go of that decision, of saying it's not good or bad. It's just to get me to the next place I need to keep on going. And then ever since that day, everything's just been rolling. Got more and more that I'm doing that I personally enjoy being able to do, that is pushing me further into what it is that I guess I could say I'm all about, and not pushing me away from my plans of just sitting and doing absolutely nothing. It's pushing me further in. So I've decided to not have a decision be a good or a bad thing, but just something that's just getting done. And I'm realizing, just me, realizing, the more that I just look at it as the decision is, say, a positive or a good thing, the more positivity comes from every decision that I'm noticing that I keep on making. And I'm no longer just in this, let me just think about it for a little while, for an hour, a week, or research it for 15 years and I'm just I got to make a choice. And I'm just going with that choice and seeing what's going to come from that choice. Because not in reality for me to really know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen next. I never know. You never know anything that goes on this planet, what's going to happen guaranteed next. We don't know. We can guess, we can theorize, we can, what's the other good word that they like using in the political stance? We can speculate, but we can't really know 100% what's going to happen. We have to do it, and then we can see what's going to happen next from that. And I just realized that I know it's not just me. It's not just me that just gets hung up on not just getting done what I said that I know I need to get done. You got something in your house right now that's sitting and you're looking at it. You're like, I got to do something about that. And you just let it go a day. Let it go a day. Let it go a month. Let it go a year. Let it go a decade. Let it go just decade after decade after decade. And then you finally have to look at it and say, I got to do something about it now. And then when you finally do something about it, in most cases, you're going to realize the outcome actually isn't anything that you thought it was going to be. And it can come down to something simple, but just making a phone call. You're putting off that phone call because you're not sure what's going to happen on the other side of that phone call. You haven't thought enough thoughts of how you want this conversation to go. A lot of times we delay a phone call. We're trying to come up with what we're going to say. And what always happens, not always happens, but what always happens, you never get to talk about what you pre-thought of, what you're going to actually try to be able to speak about. That's why for me, it's fairly simple for me to make videos outside of just the busier and busier I get. I'm just doing what I got to do, what I'm led to be able to do. And, but it's simple because I'm not thinking up what I want to say, I just go. I just go. I might have a phrase or a key word here or there, but I just go. So today the conversation is being able to make a decision, and I just go, and it just comes out. Because the more that I try to pre-think and think it, it never comes out that way. It's none of that I thought of actually is able to come out, especially if you're trying to talk with someone else. It's definitely going to get messed up because that other person's going to usually use a word or a phrase that's just going to throw you off. You're just going to be stumbling. you're going to be an absolute, like, you don't even know what to say next. And that can mess you up. That can really mess up your whole system, your whole cycle. Because if you get deviated from your speech, then where are we? And to me personally, that's manipulation. You're trying to force the conversation to go the way that you want it to go without putting into what the other person's opportunity is for the conversation. You're trying to make them be what you want them to be. You want them to say what you want them to say. You don't want them to just be able to freely think how they want to be able to think. So that's the part with me of years ago in reality why I stopped worrying about what I'm going to say to somebody. But I still would run into a dilemma here or there of holding off on making that phone call, just delaying it, not making a decision. Let's do it now. I said I was going to do it at 5 o'clock and I didn't do it. I said I was going to do this at 5 o'clock and I didn't get it done. I said I was going to be over there at 5 o'clock and I'm not there. And just make a decision to say I'm doing it. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what's going on. I got to get it done. I have to follow through. I don't care what's happening in the world. I'm going to make sure that this is a priority that I'm going to get done because I made a decision to say that that's what it is. It's something that, like to talk about a dog for half a second is that can help out a lot of people because it's something that I've always done. I've been a little lax this past couple of weeks with my consistent going out and taking the dogs all kinds of places and doing my normal walks. I've been like doing different stuff in reality just to see what would happen. And but I always before would make it a mission. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how hurting I am. I don't care how sick I am. I don't care how hungry I am. I don't care how over I ate. I still would go for a walk and I'll still make it happen. I didn't even care if it was raining. I didn't care if it was snowing. I didn't care if it was too windy. I didn't care about nothing. We're doing this. This is happening. I don't care what's happening. This absolutely has to happen. There's something beautiful that comes from that. Something absolutely beautiful. You can add the word in there of being disciplined, but it does something to you when you actually follow through with it. Because we're always trying to no, I'm too tired. Then if you lean into that, you don't make the decision and stay to that decision, your entire reality is going to start to get wishy-washy. You can't even count on your own self. You can't count on your own self. Then you start to not make decisions even more and more. You start to put it on other people, asking other people, hey, should I do this? Hey, should I do that? How do they know? They're not living your life. They're not living the life that you're living every day. They're living their life in their lens, in their lane, doing what they're doing. They're not thinking about you and your life all day long. There's going to be a few people out there that do that to some folks. But if you're doing that, that's unhealthy. You got to focus on what you need to get done. And if you're expecting someone to say, yeah, you should sell that. Yeah, you should move that. Yeah, you should do that. In most cases, the situation is going to happen from that is you're not even going to take that advice. Because you're going to think something is weird about it. You're going to go into your thoughts about it some more. And then what happens? You start to get a little animosity with that person that you're asking. Because they're like, hey, I asked you for some assistance. He gave you some assistance, and you didn't do anything about that assistance. Now they're looking at you like, well, don't come to me with your problems. Don't come to me with your questions. Don't come anywhere around me because you don't listen or do anything that I say anyways. So why are you even asking me? That's the weird stuff that I just realized about this world is make a decision and just do it. Just do it. Don't worry if it's something bad is going to even come from that because it's more likely not. And of course, I don't even want to say that. The only thing that I'll say is don't be hurting people. Don't be out there purposely should I go and slap the girl in the face? No, obviously don't do that because some people just talking to the critics right now for half a second. I just wanted to go out there and just ran that car off the road and I just made a decision. I just did it. No, you're not out here to hurt people. But anything else in reality, it's not for any of us to even judge each other on what it is that we're doing. You want to do something that I wouldn't do it. I don't care. You want to go and dance and take your clothes off and go sell yourself and go do what you do in reality. That's what you want to do. I'm not here to say that you're a good or a bad person. You're just doing what you got to do and what you think that you need to do. I'm not here to down talk you about anything that's going on. That's why for me it's weird on this to get into the middle of the dog stuff and the dog training stuff. It's like somebody has in their mind that I think you're bad because I do this or I do this, or there are people like that. That's how most people unfortunately are. If you don't do it the way they do it, then they demonize you and you're bad and you're abusive and you're wrong and you're no good. And for me, I just don't view it that way. You just got to do what you got to do. Do I do it? No, but I don't care what you do. Because I've made a decision of saying I want to do what I want to do. And I want to stay focused in what I want to stay focused in. And I'm not going to try to deviate from that in any way, but just stay in it. Stay in it. I said I want to do this, so I'm going to do this. I said I want this. I'm going to make that happen. I said I'm going to go do whatever, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to back and forth my own self on it. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Oh, maybe I should. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Oh, that's the part that I was struggling with for a little bit there for a while. of just going back and forth with my own self, even not even anything else, but just my own self of like, what do I need to do? And it was slowing me. It was slowing me down. Like just super slowing me down, putting me in such jams that I don't even need to be in. Such just horrible situations that I was finding myself in. Just overwhelmed for no reason. And when I finally made a decision to say, I'm doing this, this is what's happening. All that stuffed baggage, I guess I could say, just literally just disappeared. Just disappeared. And then now I'm moving into more of like, say, the thoughts of what I actually wanted to do anyways. And not making a decision was slowing that process down. And the faster I can make a decision, the faster I can keep on moving into more likely something that is going to be able to help me and help other people as well. That's the main thing that I just really have realized with what it is that I do and videos and stuff that I do. I'm not only just like doing stuff even just for helping myself. I'm able to do something to help someone else out. And if I'm sitting here getting stuck on making a decision, I'm not going to be able to move forward into being able to do that. I'm just going to stay stuck. I'm stay in this place of just, best word I can use here is the word that I can look at it for my own self, living in lack, living in just suffering and fear and chaos and all these things that I just don't ever want to be able to have to experience in my life anymore. I'm trying to figure out everything to get away from all of that. And I realized one thing that I've been doing good on a lot of other areas, except for just making a simple decision and just sticking to it and getting it done. And regardless, I've done certain things. Oh man, my goodness. One of the things I did when I moved here, I felt like I shouldn't have did it. But then when I look at my life today, I'm like, here we are. My old house, before I got to the farm, when I decided to get on the farm, something in me said, Mark, sell it all. Like literally sell it. I sold all my vehicles. I sold everything. I got rid of my payments. I bought a $1,000 truck. I sold all my tools. I sold the whole house. I sold couches, TVs, computers. I sold everything. And everything that I couldn't sell, Mark, just toss it out, man. Toss it out. And if you can't donate it, then toss it out. So some stuff everything disappeared out of my life that I used to have. Like even my clothes. I made all my clothes disappear. All the stuff, I got all the new stuff today. Because I straight up, when I was giving stuff away at that Goodwill, I was looking at their clothes section. I was like, man, y'all got deals in here. You got $2 shirts and $5 pants. And I spent $100 and I walked out of there feeling like the richest man on the planet. Like I just got all of this stuff for this minimal amount of money. So I literally threw everything away. And at that time, something in me was like, oh, you might need that later. Oh, you might need this and you might need that. Sometimes I look at my life today, I was like, I wish I had that. But then I have to stop and look and say, actually, I have enough to be able to do what I need to do. More than enough. Way more than enough. I was holding on to some old stuff that was just, in reality, was going to keep slowing me down for moving to that next thing I need to do. And I'm looking at my life right now. I got stuff again that I have to do that to. I don't want to sell the truck. I had to rent one right now because I got to go take the cow to the processor. But I was like, to rent the truck for a couple $100 over maintaining the truck and keeping insurance on it and registering it and everything with it, which would cost like a couple $1,000s a year, it doesn't make sense to keep it if I'm not using it and don't need it all the time. So I'm like, I got to get rid of it. I got to get everything out. So I have to make a decision. And I've been sitting, that's another one right there, for instance, that I need to make it. I got to do something about it. And once I finally said, this is what's happening, I just realized like stuff just gets it's like the ease, like something just like like pressure just starts to disappear. This frustration, this extraness, it starts to disappear. It's very strange on how much that we think we need, because this is a big thing. I'm in there building another one right down the street from me. U-Haul, storage, big old storage facility unit place. They're building these things everywhere because we can't just let stuff go. We think we're going to need it, and most cases, you're not going to need it. And you're actually spending more time living in more chaos, holding on to stuff that just doesn't really need to be there. Because in reality, I'm just looking at like the bare bones of what I actually use on a day-to-day. Because that's how I look at my storage stuff in my garages. If I haven't touched this in 30 days, I'm not touching it. And so what if I might have I shouldn't have got rid of that because I needed this one-off time in a one weird situation. It's not enough for me to hold on to all of this baggage. I just want to let it go. And I've been noticing like this past couple of weeks what I actually use. And I'm like, man, I use a plate or two, a bowl. I only have one fork right now. I don't know where all of them go, but I'm only using one fork. I just wash it and move on. And it's like the minimal things that I actually really actually use on a day-to-day, everyday basis. Oh, I'm looking at my clothes section of what I actually wear. And I wear the same ones. I probably have 200 or 300 videos with this exact same sweater on. I wear the same clothes over and over. And it's so comforting. It's so easy. It's just so relaxing. It's so just chill is a good word. Make a decision, just let it, just get all the extra away. You have too much, you're trying to take care of too much, let it go, make a decision and stick to the decision. And know that that decision more than likely is going to be able to help out your life. Because I know there's something, and there's many of things. You're going to find one big stumbling in your life right now of something you got to make a decision on. Something that you're just like, yes, I should, no, I shouldn't, yes, I should. It could even be a relationship with somebody. Should I leave them? Should I stay? If you're going back and forth in that, you're struggling right now. Like you are you're struggling right now. You got to make a decision. Am I staying or am I leaving? If you're staying, then stay. If you're leaving, just say, this is just what it is. It's what I need to do. And take that short hit of it sucks and that little, I guess you're hopefully not, but you're going to more likely get a loneliness going kicking you for a little bit, but deal with that pain for a little bit rather than having to sit and keep making this back and forth and not making a solid decision of what to do next. And then once you do that, one major thing, you're going to start to notice a lot of little things around you, a lot of little stuff about what's going on in your day to day. You're just like, I don't need to deal with this. I don't need this. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. Certain people, you're just going to make a decision. You're going to stop talking to. You're going to stop allowing them to be able to contact you and get into your phone. You're just going to block them. You just say, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm done with even worrying about you and what you're going to bring to me. I'm done. And it sucks. But a lot of times we don't make a decision with other people because we're worried about hurting their feelings. But in reality, they're not worried about yours with coming to you with the craziness that's constantly coming to you on why you're dancing on, I don't know what to do with this person. They're not worried about you, but you're so worried about them. And that's something that if they're worried about you, then yeah, you're not going to be in this, should I keep talking or should I not keep talking? You're just going to say, this is just what I want to do because this is mutual. We're working back and forth here. And that's something fascinating about these animals that's like that working back and forth. They're going to want to listen because I'm listening, and I'm going to listen because they're listening. It's going to be a back and forth type situation here. I made a decision that this is what I want, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to be able to have you for, and I just stuck with that. I said, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing. This is how you're going to see me. This is how you're going to view me. This is what you're going to keep eating. This is your life. And I made a decision, especially this is a challenging thing for some people, of that concept of should I get rid of it or should I keep it? And that could be a dog or a human at the same time. And most cases, a lot of people are struggling with the simple dog right now because you haven't made a decision of saying, you're mine. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm sticking to this. I don't care what happens. I'm getting through this. And I believe that that's some of the major success that I have with all of my dogs across the board in reality, all my animals. I'm doing this. And then when I decide that I'm not doing this, then I need to make that choice. I'm done. And if I'm done, I'm done. So that was a hard thing with me and the cows. I like them. They're cool. They're big. But I don't have enough land to be able to maintain what it is that I have. And I'm going to have to start spending crazy. If the hay prices were what they were 5-6 years ago, I wouldn't care. Those bales were like $20-$30. But today being $130, it doesn't make any sense. So I had to make a decision. I like you. I want you around. I don't want to get rid of you. But I can't keep doing this because at the end of the day, you're hurting me. And you're hurting the land, and we're not going to be living in harmony. I want to allow someone else to be able to take care of you so that you can actually be able to live a better, more blissful life. And that's something that some people, with your dogs, you may not want to give up on the dog, but sometimes you may make a decision that you need to do something about it. You need to do something about it. And if you decide, okay, I'm done, then you need to start to put in actions on what you want to do to make sure that animal can end up being in a better situation than where they currently are. And you need to start to do something about it. Start to figure it out. Because for me, with these cows, I had to figure stuff out. These are big animals. Never put any of them in a trailer before. Never even corralled them into a tight spot before. Don't even know nothing about no auction stuff. Don't have a vehicle to take them there or a trailer to take them there. I didn't have nothing. And once I made a decision on, okay, you're gone. Then it's like the idea started coming to me. I said, you guys are gone. I looked at them. I said, y'all pair, you gone. I like you. You're cool. You're pretty, but you're gone. You're done. And I said, you're done. And I said it. And then next, an idea came. Hey man, do you think you could? What do you know about taking animals to the auction? I started calling people, asking questions. Started asking even favors. Hey man, can you help me out? Like I need some. I don't know what to do. And it just started rolling to the point that bam, they're gone. They're gone. It's gone, and I'm happy. And I even saw the new people that even took the cows. It's so cool, and they're gone. It's just gone. I finally just said, this is what I'm doing, and I stuck to it. And I realized it's actually not that bad that I thought it was be. I thought it was going to be a bad thing getting rid of them. I thought it was going to be a bad thing of getting rid of my old house. I used to have I guess I could say, a big, beautiful house. That thing was too huge. I did so much work in it, and I thought that was my life. I worked so hard on it, worked so much into it. I did so much with it, and it's like, that was my life. But I had to just like, you're gone. You got to go. You got to go. Take the money, came out here and said, we're going to start again. We're going to start anew. We're going to start afresh with nothing, and we're going to see where we go. And it's interesting because I got that inspiration that's coming to me again here real soon. That might be a couple years. That a couple for me is like 2 years that I'm making a decision. Where am I going next? I want to start over again. I want to get rid of everything and start over again. And start from just a small, like how I started on my chickens here. Small flock, 6 and a rooster. And now I've got, at this point today, I think I've got like 300 baby chicks. Shadow. Hey, Shadow. Hey, Shadow. Man, I need you to look at me, man. Shadow. Hey, we're done. All done, man. I ain't worried about him. So he hasn't barked in a while in reality. He's been off duty. Let me double check. Hold on. Some of my chickens have been going way down there. So if they're not down there, he doesn't really care as much. He's getting really good at knowing I only work with these animals. Don't even worry about the cows too much because they can take care of themselves. But when they start to go closer to that fence, I notice he starts to, because that was a bark there. That wasn't like his little, hey, let's play. That was like a get the heck out of here bark. And he just popped off real quick. Sorry, got way off topic there. But it seems to him trying to convince him to make better decisions. Don't worry about stuff back there. Just worry about stuff over here. If it's over here, it's fine. But I'm messing up because I got my animals going too far away. But I first started, I got like 300 baby, or actually I'll have 400 by tonight. But I just want to go back to getting half a dozen of them and build it again. Getting 2 cows and just start building it again. And I got to get some more dogs. I don't care about the dogs. I like dogs. But get some more dogs and just live that type life and get rid of everything and just keep going. And see how much, like, all the extraness is actually just slowing us down. Not making a decision to just let certain things go. To go into certain things is just slowing us down. A lot of things that I've just been realizing this past couple of weeks that's just been making me think a lot. And I've been making a lot of videos because I've just been busy in a way of just, this is the part, I'm far enough in this video to say this, because if you still listen at this point, you've been listening to me for a while, and I greatly appreciate that. But there's one thing that I've just realized that, because I made a couple of videos and I listened to it and it didn't sit right with me, because there's a blockage in me, I guess I can say. I don't like to talk about all the good stuff going on in my life. There's something weird with me about it. It's almost like I'm bragging. I got all this, I got all that, and look at me, and I got all this going good. I'm building chicken coops. I got this. I'm moving cows and taking them I got a cow going to the processor this weekend. So, man, I'm about to get like 800-900 pounds of beef back stored up again. It's going to be sitting good. And dogs are just looking absolutely so good. The walk yesterday with Ophi, like, there's the deer. She's the first time, like, because I haven't been out walking with her in about a week. So that was the first time since the race that I took her to. And she just saw these little suckers. She just looked at them like, what's up? She walked towards them. I was like, let's just see what's going to happen. Shadow, all done. Let's just see what's going to happen right now. And just a beautiful experience of, it's just like, holy cow, this dog is absolutely incredible. And that's why for me, something I want to know, I want to move forward with working with dogs is figuring out how to be able to rehome these dogs. Because if I'm able to get them to do good with no punishment, no rewards, they're going to be, for the most part, very universal. They're not listening because of or else. And that's where the problems happen with, like, training the dog in the sense of I can have the e-collar, no, not even e-collar. E-collar is a pretty good manipulative tool, but the prong collar and my force of action I have on that leash, the dog's going to listen. But if the other person doesn't have that same level of, like, snap, it's the snap. It's not even the pressure, it's the snap. You got to have the right snap with it. And the dog, it starts to just give you pushback, and you have to, like, come at that dog with the same. And when you're not using any of that, none of that matters. The dogs are just, they want to listen to what people are saying, people are doing. They don't care for like that whole, I'm going to get in trouble. They're just living. They're just being. So it'd be much easier to just rehome dogs like that to pretty much anybody to be able to have a really nice dog. That's the future of what I want to be able to personally do with dogs, that I've been thinking about that for the past like 3 to 4 years, because that's how I can take dogs out of the shelter, bring them out here, take them out in public, let them run and do what they need to do, and get them good around people and dogs and environments and everywhere and everything. And now you got a nice dog now to be able to just hang out and go. It's not gonna be scared of cars and scared of birds and scared of nothing and chasing nothing and overexcited at nothing. Just really, really nice stuff. But something that's just weird about me is I just don't like talk about all the good stuff that's going on in my days. It's easy to talk about this broke down. I really don't do that type of talk too often, but that's easy to talk about for some reason. And it just seems like I don't want to, like, life is awesome, life is great, and you're sitting there hurting and struggling and sucking. But at the same time, I can't worry about that. So I got to just do what it is that I got to do. But something that I've just realized that's really has helped me out in this past couple of weeks is making a decision and sticking to it on some big things in life. Big things. And then the little things in reality are much easier. But the big stuff, the little things of going to the grocery store, should I get this one? Should I get this one? Which one? And just get it. Stop reading the label and just go. Unless you're like specific, I gotta not have certain ingredients. But if you're looking at 2 things and you don't care about ingredients and you're just like, I'm not sure which one, just get it. Get it and move on with your life. There's no reason to sit here and just ponder and sit in it all for hours and hours. You hungry? What do you want to eat? Just eat. Just get it and move on with your life. Just make it happen. What movie you trying to watch tonight? Just put it on and watch it. You're more likely going to enjoy it. Like, just go do it. Stop like these little things that I realize are just meaningless, of taking forever to try to make a decision. And especially once you get through major ones, to be able to just do the small ones are just so simple. Thank you. What y'all doing back there? Y'all like that pig jowl? That thing is tough. It's not easy to chew through, so they all just taking turns. Oriole's chewing at her right now, and Ophi's just staring right at him. She's so, the word I want to use is pushy. She puts a lot of pressure on the other dogs if they're like chewing and eating stuff. And I'm surprised that none of them like Johnny S gave her attitude like day one. It was like, I think the 3rd day I had her here, it was the 1st week that he was chewing on a bone, and she got all, because she gets all in their face, like side by side. And he gave her, he growled at her a little bit, but none of the other dogs do that to her. She could stand there and just stare at them eating. And they just like keep eating. And she's just literally like half of a foot, like right there, a couple inches away, just watching them do what they do. And they're just like, it's just so peaceful. I don't know how and why, because she's putting a lot of pressure on of like, I want that, give that to me. But they figure it out. I don't know how and why they figure it out. They figure it out. What's up, girl? You want to come up and say hi? Yeah, Ophi wants to come say hi. She wants to come say hi. She's been being such a absolute amazing dog. All right, girl. I need my space now. I know you want to give me a hug. She gives me these hugs now at this point, where she like puts her paws way, you gonna knock my stuff over. All done. All done. You gonna knock my stuff over. We getting a little too excited right now. But she turned into a really, well, let me get my magnet thing hooked back on here. She turned into a really, really nice dog. Just a super nice dog. It's impressive to see how she is, especially considering like all the complications that people always say, how difficult and challenging this specific breed of dog is. There is the big difference that I noticed, like all my other dogs compared to her. They're snappy. When I say, especially I'm a Shepherd Kahi, when I say Kahi, that boy is like, woo, he's there. That's just a Shepherd. That's a Collie. That's how they are. They're so like, so agreeable to want to just please us so much. They just want to do it so much. And they're much different looking compared to her. She's just like, she's not that agreeable. She's not that wanting to please so much, but yet she's still just an absolutely incredible dog. Incredible animal. She's turning out to be really nice. That's why I'm excited about getting a couple of more dogs. Oh, Johnny, you got a cut on you, buddy. Where'd that come from? Ooh, that's a big, sorry. I gotta figure out where you even got that from. Just look it clean, you'd be fine. Getting different dogs that are more wanting to please to see like how that would be, because I want to get dogs like 6, 7, 8, 9 months old, and them dogs that people just can't handle, can't deal with, and that's the ones I want to bring in and just start to work with a more pleasing dog to see what it is that I'm doing with these dogs to get something that's just going to be much more. My Johnny got a cut on his butt.